Hello. We should be live now, and ads should have just finished up, so hi. Uh, Happy Monday. Well, maybe not happy Monday. It's an alright Monday for me. Been an interesting day. But yeah, not a bad day by any means. Hope everyone's doing well today. I feel like it's been a bit since I streamed. Doing one stream a week lately just kind of feels like I don't know, it feels like an eternity between each stream. This was a long ass week for reasons. Obvious reasons, to be blunt. Some obvious, some less obvious, but we might end up talking about that at some point, though a lot of it's, not directly related to me as much as others in this community, so I don't know how much I will end up talking about recent events, and also for the sake of dating content if I upload things in the future. So yeah, busy weekend. Very exciting weekend, but I'm also feeling I'm very tired. A little worn down from all the excitement over the last few days, but it's been fun. It's been nice to see. Hope everyone's doing okay. So, today we will be playing another childhood favorite of mine. I'll talk more in detail about this once we get into the game, which, to be fair, will probably be very soon, for the sake of getting started. So yeah, I'm gonna pause the music and hop over to the Switch display. Gonna refresh the capture card like I tend to do, just to make sure it's not desyncing or anything from the audio, and then we'll get started. I also need to make sure the V2 model is aligned the way I want it to be, and we should be good to go. Alrighty, we are playing another childhood favorite of mine today. This is Pikmin 1. I got this the same day as Super Mario Sunshine in 2003, and this was a really interesting game for me. I tended to not branch out very much with the games I played as a kid. I tended to be very I'm only gonna play Mario, or movie games, licensed games. Pikmin was a franchise that was obviously not something I'd really heard of before, so this was a major moment where I actually started branching out into other genres. So this was my first RTS. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have played any other RTS games on NES, for example, or even PS1. So yeah, I definitely had an interesting time with this game. The first time I played it, I did not have a very successful run, but now I have played this game so many times that I actually straight up feel comfortable attempting deathless runs, and that's my preferred way of playing this game. Not even joking. I like playing Pikmin deathless. I find it very satisfying to try to get through without losing any Pikmin. So that's gonna be my goal for today. Get through this game without any casualties. This will probably take a bit though. I might have to reset a few times. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone, I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So here we go. First things first, I want to go to the map menu here. We don't have the radar though. I want to enable motion controls. They're already on. Never mind. The camera's fixed like this for now, but once we go over to this little thingy over here, we should actually get camera control proper. This is the Switch version, I will clarify. Is my current preferred version of the game to play, for a multitude of reasons that will be obvious as we go along. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. The way I usually play this game, I literally will let this sprout into a flower. We're gonna move on for the sake of I'm streaming this. I do not want to sit here for like 15 minutes. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I'm compelled. I must approach it and press A. And we have our very first Pikmin. Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Plucking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me. Its shape is similar to a Pikmin brand Pikmin brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it and throw it with A. I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to pressing X or moving the right stick while holding L as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints, ZL, snap camera, panel, Olmar, blah blah blah. This is just tutorial stuff. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So a weird quirk of Pikmin 1 is every time you pluck a Pikmin, the camera snaps behind Olimar until you have all the onions. I really don't like this, to be honest. It's very jarring. Later games do away with that, though. So what we want to do is start growing more Pikmin using these pellets lying around. Astonishing, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. So we just want to go around raising as many Pikmin as possible. The one thing that's jarring to me about this version is, it's like a hybrid, from what I gather. It is like a mix of the Wii version and the GameCube version. Like, you might notice the cursor is the GameCube cursor, but we saw motion controls, but they work differently than on Wii. Basically, if you hold down A, you'll aim, like, with motion controls, but otherwise the motion controls don't kick in. To me, I think this is good specifically on Switch, because there's no sensor bar. Meaning, it's really annoying trying to like get gyro controls to work consistently without a sensor bar. So I think this is actually a good compromise, because basically, when you press A, that determines your sensor's position, which I think is actually better. The other thing is, in the original version, like, swarming like this was the right C stick. In this version, it's L and the right stick, because you actually have camera control, like straight up. So for example, like moving the camera overhead used to be the Z button, but now Z, well, what would be R, is used for swapping Pikmin types, which we'll see later on. You have the ability to pluck a bunch of Pikmin at once, which is nice, but just holding the button instead of mashing it. So that's very nice. Basically a lot of quality of life that was introduced in like Pikmin 3 and also even Pikmin 4, because this came out around the same time. Basically a lot of quality of life was put back into the Wii version of this game. So yeah, I think this is a really fascinating release. It's like a hybrid of a bunch of different versions of Pikmin. It's not without its faults. There are definitely things I wish had been handled differently in this game, and we'll get to that, but this version also has a lot of bug fixes, while the Wii version has some issues that are shared with the GameCube version, most notably like glitches involving Pikmin being crushed under things, like bridges or even enemies. So, in a deathless run, that sucks. Like, oh, I attacked this enemy at the wrong angle, guess my Pikmin are dead now. So yeah, that's another benefit of doing the Switch version, specifically for a deathless run, is I don't have to worry as much about like the crashing glitches and all that stuff. So this should be a slightly cured, slightly smoother playthrough as a result. I don't know what I'm doing with my voice today. The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Approach and hold A to pick sprouts, press A to grab Pikmin, release to throw. Blah blah blah. This is stuff we've already read today. I shall record this in my computer and access it with Plus. So yeah, there is a way to just view the controls whenever, I'm pretty sure. And the other awkward thing is, switching menus here used to be the bumpers, or the L and R on GameCube as D-pad now. Which again is kind of a sign of, yeah, this is like kind of the Wii version retrofitted back into the GameCube version, which is really weird, but it does have some benefits. I'm pretty sure the numbers formatting is different in this version. It's not quite the same. Like, I think it's like total number of Pikmin on it is the bottom number, or the denominator, and the number at the top is the amount needed. And I think they swapped in like every future game, so this kind of changes back to account for that, but I may be wrong on that. Pikmin also seem better at like actually grabbing things on their own. A lot of times you'll like throw a Pikmin at a pellet and it'll just immediately like run back to Olimar in older versions. I don't feel like that's the case as much in this version. Pikmin still trip a lot, so that's not my favorite thing in the world. We'll get into that later. But we actually have our max number already for the day, which is 25. Hypothetically, you only need 20. When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by holding A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. This is only in Pikmin 1. They don't like have a pale hue in later games. Hi JV, hope you're doing well. We're just getting started with Pikmin, still in the tutorial day. About to wrap up actually. All we need to do is get the engine over here, and then that'll be it for day 1. Nothing can go wrong on day 1, you can't even lose Pikmin, there's no enemies. Amazing, there's no mistaking it, my ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get back to the dolphin? Same way as everything else, we need Pikmin to help us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the numbers are flipped in the original. I feel like I'm more motivated to voice train at the moment because of recent events, shall we say. But I feel like I'm already just messing up my voice by like trying. I don't think I'm maintaining resonance well. I think I'm just straining my voice because I'm doing it wrong. Hi Minnie, thank you for the hydration check. This is a good time as the Pikmin are slowly carrying this part back actually, but I hope you're doing well too. Once they carry this back, the day will automatically end. There's nothing else to do here anyway. I don't even think with glitches you can actually get the other parts. I'm pretty sure this is like the one thing keeping it from being like a 5-day game. Homer just kind of rushing it off screen because this game was originally like 4x3, so you wouldn't be able to see him come in that soon. Oh glorious, with the help of these Pikmin I have taken a huge step back towards home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. So yeah, that's the first day of Pikmin. Again, nothing can go wrong. You can get flower Pikmin on day 1. But again, for the sake of this being a live stream, I don't want to make you sit through that, so... Yeah, I really love this game, and the Pikmin series in general, I have a very, like, soft spot for. I really enjoy these games, which again is very funny, given that I was very reluctant to play this game at all, and if it wasn't like a gift, I might not have played it. One day since Impact, I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin. but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. Hi Nicole, welcome on in. We are indeed picking the Mins today. I think this will be a 3-stream game, partly because it's deathless. If I was playing it not deathless, it'd probably be a 1-stream game, or like a 2-stream game. But because I'm going to be resetting a fair amount, I think it'll take a little bit longer. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just be really goated and get through this no problem, or I'll just completely flounder and it'll take 4 streams. Anyway, Forest of Hope time. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A. So, I love this song, by the way. Pikmin 1 has a very different soundtrack well, actually all of the Pikmins have a very different atmosphere musically. Pikmin 1 is almost a little bit more subtle, I think. Pikmin 4 also goes to more like environmental, like subtle music, which I know is very like divisive, to be honest. I don't mind it too much myself, but 2 and 3 I think have the most like overt soundtracks, if that makes sense. 1 and 4 are a little bit more subtle, which actually makes sense in hindsight. I never really thought of it. But now that I'm comparing that, it actually makes sense if you know about Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is like a weird game to talk about because it's still kinda newish. It was 2023, so I don't really want to go into too many details about Pikmin 4. I still enjoy the game, but I've said it before, it's the Galaxy 2 of Pikmin, where it's like, I'm confused by the angle they chose for the story more than anything. The game is very good, but just the story is kind of like, I wouldn't have gone that direction if I was like producing this game, but you know, I'm not, so I was gonna be mad if we already had a reset on day 2, like 3 minutes into this, so that was a little bit closer comfort. Another beef I have with Pikmin 2, I don't know if I'll even do Pikmin 2, by the way, just because that game is mean. That is like a very rude game, to the point where I'm severely intimidated by attempting to cover it. And it's not even, like, I'm a Pikmin 2 defender. I'm gonna be real. I defend Pikmin 2 a lot, because I have nostalgia for it. However, I'm not gonna say it's a particularly nice game to play. It is mean. It will kick your teeth in if you're not prepared for it. So as a result, I don't know if I'm actually going to cover Pikmin 2 on stream for my own sanity. Because a deathless run of that is way easier in some ways because you can, like, save scum more easily. It's harder from the perspective of the game is harder. So, again, it's a very, like, complicated game to try to cover in this way. Where the hell are those 2 Pikmin? They must be stuck. Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day today. I'm having an alright day. I mean, I enjoy playing Pikmin, so a day when I can play Pikmin is a good game. Good day. And yeah, we don't have to worry about as many glitches on the Switch version. The Switch version had its own glitches for a while, but they did patch most of them. They also had some really nice features too. Not features, but like alterations, where for example, certain enemies have drop shadows now, so it's easier to avoid like getting crushed by them. So yeah, overall, I do think this is probably the definitive version of the game. It actually makes me wonder if, because this wasn't like an all-stars situation where it's delisted, I wonder if like the GameCube versions will be put on NSO at all. Because like we got Mystery Dungeon, even though we also have Rescue Team DX, so I feel like it's not out of the realm of possibility that we'll get this on NSO. And again, it is a different version ostensibly, because this is like a reworked Wii version versus the GameCube version, which has its own charm. But again, we'll talk more about that at the end of the playthrough, because there was one very distinct difference between the GameCube version and the Wii original. So this is Nectar. This little flower are Pikmin. Power them up. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. There's another patch of grass over on the other way. Or on the other side of the landing site. So I'd like to get full flowers, because we'll be fighting a couple enemies very soon. 76 should be enough to handle the bulb orbs in this area, but this game can just kind of screw you over sometimes. Like, sometimes you can be, like, thinking, oh, this is gonna go well, and it just goes disastrously. My advice for Pikmin 1 is swarming, but in the GameCube and Wii versions, that has a risk of getting Pikmin killed because they can actually get crushed by the body of the bulb orb falling. It can basically push them under the floor and kill them. Same goes with bridges. So this game is very annoying on GameCube and Wii because of those glitches, but again, don't have to worry about that, so that's one less reason to have to reset constantly compared to the those versions. This version is also widescreen, which is nice, because it is based on the Wii version. I do feel like the HUD is a little stretched though, a little more stretched than I would like it to be. Hi Stormlight, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. We're just picking Pikmin. Shit. That was a bad angle, but we lived, so I'll take it. And now we have the yellow onion. This is our second Pikmin type, and a very interesting type in this game. They have unique properties compared to any other Pikmin game. I'm gonna leave a couple enemies around. Well, that's... never mind, we don't have time. We'll just do this now. Anyway, this is the yellow. They have ears. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what in some circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. I can hold a Pikmin for a moment with A, and then swap it for another by pressing R. So this is new to the Wii version, and also is included in this version. Being able to swap Pikmin like that. You could not do that on... Why is the Eternal Fuel Dynamo? It has unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. Yeah, this is the Switch version for the sake of convenience. Again, quality of life, a mix of quality of life and just pure glitches that would actively screw me over. So I just felt like this would be the best option. Oh yeah, you have to hold the button. Okay. The funny part is I don't like ever grow yellow Pikmin. You'll notice I will probably grow like, I don't know, like 20 yellow Pikmin and then stop, because I don't use yellow Pikmin very much for most things. I only need like 20 for this entire playthrough. If we're doing it deathless. Eternal Fuel Dynamo, this should light things up. No more candles for me. I've now recovered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. I don't know if it's just me, but the font is huge in this version now that I'm thinking about it. I never really stopped and thought about it. It's nice though, as someone who sometimes struggles to read games, especially in handheld mode. But it does look a little funny. I've seen like clips of like Strive on Switch, and yeah, the HUD is huge in that version, which again makes sense, but definitely looks a little bit odd. I've made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds. Yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. No more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field one time in any area. Oh, hi Twy! Welcome on in! Pimkin Nuggets. Hope you're doing well. The yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. You doing good? Just getting ready to go out? Hell yeah. The clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly, so it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of the monitor are the sun meter and data display. At the bottom are my spacesuit damage meter and Pikmin gauges. From the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those in onions. To adjust my monitor, I can move R, or right stick to rotate the camera, press Z to zoom, ZR to zoom, and move down on right stick to look down from above. I can also press plus to view a detailed computer analysis. Hey, we have bomb rocks now. I'm gonna try not to blow myself up, because, hey, guess who's really good at blowing herself up? It's me. Hi. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know what these stones can be used as. Perhaps they know that these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them, but they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the pathways. May even be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. When I throw bomb rock carrying Pikmin and give them orders, they will toss their bomb rocks at nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. You're also really good at blowing yourself up, I see. Hi, Son. How are you doing today? Hi, I'm gonna do something really slow, but again, if I'm doing this deathless, I need to be careful. These shear grubs have a weird property in Pikmin 1 specifically, where if they are chewing on a Pikmin, they will take no damage until they actually finish eating the Pikmin. So I find it very easy to lose Pikmin to these guys. So I'm deliberately fighting these the slow way, since this is a deathless run. So again, that's the one downside of doing this. This is not a speed run or like a 6-day run or anything. I'm taking my time. But yeah, I can still beat this game in like, 2 weeks in game time, even going slow like this usually. It can just take a little bit of finesse, just get that to work out. I don't know why, but it feels like I've done a lot today already. Normally, it takes me a lot longer to get like the yellow Pikmin set up, which is good. I'm going fast. Female ones are harmless. Yeah, only the purple ones are the problem. But there is the problem of, yeah, if they bite a Pikmin, you cannot save that Pikmin. So I'm going to be fighting most shear grubs, or the purple shear grubs specifically, with Olimar, and not with the Pikmin directly. Again, it's slow, but safe. The other problem is the flying ones, the sheer wigs, I think is what they're called, where you kind of just have an obnoxious property where they'll start flying after a bit, which just makes it really annoying to deal with them. Why am I missing one? Okay. The other nice thing about motion controls is you can kind of like extend farther than you're supposed to. So you can very easily aim at things that like you're not really supposed to be able to reach with the targeting, the default distance with analog. And that goes for the Wii version too. You can aim past where you're supposed to. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way now, so I don't have to worry about him tomorrow. This is like a weird spot to fight him though. Sometimes the Pikmin can totally get stuck fighting him, so I'm glad that worked out. I'm gonna only put half on the wall, because I do want to clear out the other shear grubs and also get the radar on that ledge. Yeah, these guys will get in the way as we try to blow up a wall, so I don't know if I'll blow up this wall specifically today. We'll see. At least I'll get all the shit out of the way here, so the yellows have a clear shot at everything. And yeah, I think we actually have enough time to grab all this stuff. I mean, this will be a 2-day anyway, just because I'm not that good at the game, especially doing it deathless like this. Because I'd have to get that part over there, and then the one past this wall, which would take a bit. So yeah, I wasn't entirely expecting to get through this, like, uber fast. And I'm gonna try to do a speedrun trick really quickly, I think. This might blow up in my face in more ways than one, so I'm actually deliberately going to save that for the next day. Because again, it may literally blow up in my face. Okay, that was really stupid. I don't think I should have gotten away with that. I found an Overblaster. This emits a dazzling burst of light capable of destroying almost anything. I'm not exactly sure what about this, but the promotional brochure claims that its blast can travel in the currents of space-time, smashing through stars and into the rifts of space. That feels like hyperbole, somehow. Good old hyperbole. That's bad timing. A lot of times this happens to me, where the cutscene will start playing right as I'm carrying like a bunch of Pikmin past an enemy and like, oh god, I have to be on guard. Whimsical radar. This important part can detect the locations of the other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, which I can press plus to view. I can scan with left stick or zoom with right stick. This will surely help me in my search for the remaining parts. I've now recovered 3 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 2 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. That'll be doable. Shit, I only have 8 Pikmin here. That's a problem. This wall takes 9. So I miscounted. Oops. Well, we can get most of the wall done at least. There's a couple areas where it's like, I don't even bother. The big example for me is... Brain, please. The big example for me is the Forest Naval. I just kind of don't bother with a lot of the walls there because they're just in bad spots. Might as well carry this stuff back. I really wish they were... Never mind, they're done. Cool. Yeah, we could have gotten all the parts in this one day, but I'm taking my time. This is kind of a leisurely playthrough, I'm gonna be real. Like, I can definitely beat this game faster than this, but safety strats, basically. Okay, so gonna put these on here. The clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own, but if I don't call the stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I'm sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I'm somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. Thank God for every subsequent game that gives you a ring to be like, hey, these Pikmin are not safe. Like, if they're outside this ring. It's like... Quality of life is very nice in the later Pikmin games, and I definitely missed some of that going back to Pikmin 1. Oh shit, like this guy's just standing here, that's really bad. So we're gonna get them really quickly. Yeah, I could've done better, but it's fine. I feel like the Pikmin are actually better about automatically attacking things in this version too, which is really nice, because that was always really annoying on GameCube. But again, tripping still happens. That's the one thing that's still kind of annoying. You can also just go to sunset. We have 5 seconds left, but might as well save a little bit of time, right? Days in Pikmin are like 13 minutes, usually, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, I think in some games they're longer, though. In Pikmin 3, on different difficulties, you have different day lengths. I think in normal difficulty, they are, like, on hard and ultra spicy, they're 13. On normal, quote-unquote, which is easier than the Wii U version, it's like 15 or 16 minutes. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts from my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. Awkward. How that would improve my chances, then I'd only have to press plus to locate my parts. There's a joke here, I'm not gonna make it. Yet there seems to be many hostile life forms here. If I'm attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship. Stand in front of it and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. Next, 141 Pikmin grown, damn. Thank you for the stretch reminder. I'll probably stretch in a little bit, but yeah, we have like 25 minutes. We can definitely do another day if nothing goes horrifically wrong. But yeah, that's like canned dialogue for your first trip here, which is just awkward because it's like, oh, we already have the radar. I'm an overachiever. So, yeah, that's like just a little bit of an... I don't want to say an oversight. I don't think that's quite the word I'm looking for. But it is definitely something that isn't like... You know, they don't expect you to get the radar in one day, especially on the first playthrough. Pikmin is like interesting from that regard, because, what am I trying to say? Basically, there's 30 parts in 30 days, so hypothetically, if you get a part a day, you will be fine. You can obviously get more than that in one day, in which case you can fly through this game no problem. And that's like the challenge of Pikmin. It's a very short game. So part of the challenge and the appeal of Pikmin... Can you actually attack these still? You can. Okay, later games change it so you can't. Which is good, so you don't accidentally break a pellet posy before it, you know, fully grows. Which is very obnoxious when that happens, when Pikmin will just automatically latch onto it. But I forget what I was saying right before. The part of the appeal of Pikmin is this game is really short, but replayable. Oh, well, that's awkward. Does this work in this game? Okay, that's a reset already, damn, that's unfortunate. I didn't actually know there was a flint beetle in that patch of grass. I genuinely had... This is the wrong file. I genuinely had no idea that was there. So, hey, learned something new about this game after 22 years. I'm like actually kind of mad about that. It's like, oh wow, what a horrible time to have made that discovery. I'm realizing there's something really silly I want to do. I should do that first thing this day, because it's kind of like... It can go wrong really easily, so I should probably do this first. So, I'm gonna take 5 yellow Pikmin for this. This is just a short little, like, bomb rock exercise of sorts. Basically, what I want to do is break a wall that you're not supposed to be able to break yet. So, there's the wall near the water of the north area. You can actually break that with bomb rocks. It's easier in my opinion on Switch because of the cursor, like, being able to use motion controls to aim farther. On GameCube it sucks, but on this version it's not too bad. And you can whistle them back from the water, so it's not terrible. Wii version is actually kind of annoying because the cursor can go past farther than you can throw, meaning it's very easy to accidentally, like, misjudge distance. So yeah, this is actually a trick that I think is, personally, a lot easier on Switch. Oh. So that can happen too, where they just get stuck on the opposite side of the wall, and then you just get blown up. So yeah, that's the problem with trying this trick. Which is why I want to do it first, because it can go wrong very easily. Yeah, this is one of the downsides of me being like, I want to do a deathless run, is I also like to live dangerously. I like to F around and find out with Pikmin, so a lot can go wrong. I think I know what I did wrong though, actually, with that little trick there, so we'll try it again. If I don't get it this time, we'll just not worry about it. I'll come back for that later, I think. Because again, I'm actually streaming it, I'm not doing this on my own time, so I definitely need to be a little bit more, like, efficient with what I'm doing, not just spend a ton of time resetting constantly. Though again, speedrunning is something I want to do at some point. I need to, like, talk to Zahn about it. Because, like, we've kind of talked about, like, racing a game at some point, but I really don't know what would be a good option for that. Because it's like, I feel like the games that, like, we grew up with are very different. So, if you could do Pikmin... Yeah, it's like the games we grew up with are very different. I kind of had this realization recently that's like... I feel like I grew up with a lot of Nintendo games, hence this Fox Girl's favorite series being heavy on Nintendo games. But it kind of means that a lot of, like, my friends grew up with PlayStation, to be honest. Yeah, actually tossing them over there works better. If you could run the game. It's Dolphin, so, like, if you use Dolphin, it might be fine. Yeah, like, this is a really fun trick. You can fight the Armored Cannon Beetle. Like, people do day one, like, one day Forest of Hope runs, like, straight up. And this is how they do it. Like, this is how they get past that. There's also ways to, like, get Pikmin over to the Libra on this day just by wading them through the water. Obviously, there's high risk of them drowning, but it is possible to get the Libra just by guiding Pikmin with carefully timed whistles to get them over to that tiny little lip over there, and then toss them up to the bridge. And you can also get to the Snagret area by basically tossing Pikmin past where the box is. Like, they'll land past the box and they'll start pushing it. The one risk of that is sometimes they can fall off into the water and drown. So again, there's a lot of things where it's like, you know, in a deathless run, I'm not gonna F around and find out that much, but I could beat this in one more day, easily. If I want to yeah, F around and find out, basically, if I want to experiment. But it's mostly just the Libra that's like, I've never quite figured out the timing to actually make that work. That just feels a little scary for my liking. Yeah, I love Pikmin speedrunning. I'm going to use an exploit later on. I'm gonna be, like, fully, like, honest about it. There's a really cool exploit in the Distant Spring to circumvent the worst part in the game. So, like, the worst part in the game is, like, the Chronos Reactor, just because it's a pain in the ass. Basically, you have to, like, change Pikmin back and forth. There's a way to clip up to the ledge and have skip the entire thing. And I'm going to be doing that because I don't like that sequence. And this is a glitch that they did not fix in the Switch version. Or the Wii version. It still works. So, yeah. Because it still works, I'm gonna use it. And save myself a lot of headache. So, I'm gonna get this out of the way first. Fighting this Bulborb sucks, I'm gonna be real, because it's on like a slope, where Pikmin have a hard time latching onto it. So what I like to do is, I like to aggro it first, and then guide it in such a way that it ends up not on the little, like, hill. Again, I've played this game too many times throughout my life, to the point where I have figured out a lot of really arbitrary strats to make a deathless run a lot more, viable. Not viable, but like less of a headache, basically. Like, yeah, I was mildly nervous, but I genuinely knew, like, oh yeah, that's gonna work. He's not gonna aggro from that distance. Cause yeah, a lot of times when I try to charge this one in particular, never mind. It's at a bad angle. It's the shock absorber, this sucks. This apparatus counteracts this shaking and swing that normally occurs during flight. It's smooth sailing with this in place, usually. Keyword being usually. So yeah, he's not cooperating this time, which kinda sucks. Normally I have better luck with this, but... I could try tossing, but... Yeah, I don't know why they're not latching on very well. I mean, they lived, so I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, but... And the other problem, I already complained about this, Pikmin 2's counter is slow. Like, it literally doesn't tally, like, in real time. It, like, kind of waits until the Pikmin's on the ground and then tallies. So, like, I find that really frustrating. Because it's harder to gauge exactly how many Pikmin you've tossed onto an item at a given time. There's just a lot of things in Pikmin 2 that just feel weird to me, as much as I love Pikmin 2. Again, I will swear by Pikmin 2 as being very fun, but also mildly jank. 3, I think, is the one I like the best overall. I would probably say I like 4 a lot, but I think I like 3 slightly more. And there's all that stuff over there. Again, I could do that today if I want to be gutsy, but given that this already has taken like 3 resets, I think I'm gonna play it safe. This nifty little device counteracts the shaking and swaying experienced in a typical spaceflight. I've now recovered 4 out of 30 parts. If I can find just one more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Piece of cake, no problem. I'm gonna wait till they stop finding bombs. Shit. Okay. 1 decided to tag along, and almost got blown up as a result. I love Pikmin AI. It is very cooperative all the time, and doesn't totally give me a heart attack at a moment's notice from just running haphazardly towards a hazard. Nova Blaster. This is a weapon of such incredible destructive force that it can blast stars into tiny pieces. It has a strange allure. I've recovered 5 out of 30 parts, increasing the dolphin's capabilities. My search can now cover a wider area. Some bring up the point of, if he can blow up asteroids, why didn't he do that? Why did he just careen straight into it like a dumbass? Later Pikmin games kind of try to establish a bit of lore, where it's like there may be some kind of magical force, not magical, but some kind of force that's like affecting things. But I don't know if that's really in play anymore because of Pikmin 4, but again, that's getting into like spoilery territory. Again, it's really hard to talk about. Again, someday, maybe... I'm still debating what to do with the other Pikmin games, because again, it's like... 4 is a lot of work, to be honest. It's a long-ass game. Longest Pikmin by far, and it's like, kind of... like, intimidating. I need to stream more often. The other thing is, like, you know, with Zon in chat right now, I need to, like, sit down and, like, discuss, like, when are good times to hang out, basically. At some point, just to like establish what would be the best day for me to set another streaming day, because it's like I feel like I'm just really like I'm trying to spend a lot of time with friends, but that often means I end up like putting off streams because it's like, oh, but everyone's hanging out today, so I don't end up actually streaming, and I keep like I should just figure out times to spend with everybody, and then not have to worry as much. This extraordinary bolt. I bought this incredible bolt because the salesman told me it is of extraordinary quality that is indiscernible to the average person. Exactly what makes it so extraordinary is a secret, but just look at it, it's extraordinary. The funny part is this is required. There are 5 ship parts that aren't required. This is one of the required ones. I don't understand it. Because he's basically, this is an Emperor's New Clothes. Like, 100%. It's just a bolt, like, it's supposedly, like, special. This bolt's bolt contains the kind of value that only a true connoisseur can understand. I've now recovered 6 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 6 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Like, even Olimar kind of feels like he's full of shit here. Like, yeah, he doesn't know what's special about this either. He's just kind of going on faith there and to make himself feel better. The other nice thing about the Wii and Switch versions of Pikmin is it's easier to throw Bomb Rock Pikmin and not have them drop their bombs, which really sucks sometimes. The workaround on GameCube is to like bump into them to like get them to follow you, but if you whistle them, they'll automatically drop their bombs. This has pros and cons. There are some cases where you want them to drop bombs, and they won't in this version. But in general, I think it's actually a welcome change. The Armored Cannon Beetle's like kinda... I don't know what to do with it, because on one hand, we could get another ship part very easily. On the other hand, this is a great source of blue Pikmin early on. At least I usually use this as a source of blue Pikmin early on, so I might save this part for later. Which also brings up the question of, like, we have everything we can get here that's required for the next area. So I could just end the day here. Like, we have more than enough Pikmin, I'm gonna be real. Like, we have over 100 red Pikmin, you can only have 100 on the field. We don't... If we're doing a deathless run, I'm not losing any. So, like, we have as many Pikmin as we really need. So I can kind of just say, like, F it, and just not worry about growing more Pikmin, in theory. We can just end the day early, but I'm gonna do one more thing for the sake of setting up the next day. This is not entirely helpful, I'm gonna be real, because sheer grubs spawn on the next day or so, and we'll start dismantling the bridge anyway. But we can build the bridge and have it partially constructed, so we don't have to build all of it next time. Which will make our lives a little bit easier. This bridge is also really short. The other bridge is longer, so, you know, every little bit helps. The other thing is, on later days, a swooping snitch bug appears in the Forest of Hope. Basically a flying bug that will pick up Pikmin, then throw them into the ground and replant them. I'm eyeballing this way more than I should right now. I should not take risks. I need to do a dedicated run sometime of me just trying speedrun stuff. Cause like, I'm tempted of at some point learning the, you know, blueless Libra strats, but I don't think I should do that right now. I think I should just end the day and play it safe. And not be overconfident in myself and rush headfirst into danger constantly. Yeah, other than the, like, 3 resets of this day, this playthrough's been kinda going nice. In general, this is an interesting game for me, like, straight up, because, this is a game I used to play yearly, because it's relatively short. 3 days since Impact, I now add yellow Pikmin to my list of discoveries. These creatures can wield bomb rocks, so perhaps I can use them to blast down rock walls and open up new regions. Red and yellow Pikmin, as well as bomb rock carriers, break into squads when dismissed with X. If I grab one for a moment by holding R, I can swap Pikmin by then pressing R. Thanks, Olimar. That is information we already knew, and it overrode the actual dialogue we should have gotten, which was telling us about the next area that just opened up, the Forest Navel. We got time to at least do part of the day. We'll probably have to pause partway through the day just to let the ads roll. But yeah, we'll be able to get through most of this day, I think. Alright, so I live dangerously. So we're gonna try to get a lot done today. I have 3 parts... No, wait. Four parts in mind? Is that right? Yeah, I'm trying to do math right now. It's not going well. I think it's 4 parts. We'll see. We'll let them work on this wall, and then we'll go find the blue Pikmin, which should be right over here. Now we don't have to worry about the weird camera snapping thing whenever we pluck a Pikmin anymore. There we go. Blue Pikmin. These ones are interesting. There's also, like, this part up there. There should be an enemy called a bread bug that's roaming. There's a part back there, and there's one more I can easily get. So yeah, we will easily get like 4 parts today. There's the bread bug in question. It actually makes growing blue Pikmin really hard because you have to outnumber a certain strength quota to avoid getting pulled away. It is a Pikmin of yet another color. Near this one's cheeks is what appears to be a set of gills. This trait suggests to me that this blue type of Pikmin can enter the water without any trouble whatsoever. There's only one way to find out. I'll use A to hold one and press R to swap it out and issue my commands. The Pikmin is like actively in water, Olimar. I think this one can swim. It's like, good job, genius. Yeah, the bread bug is really close for comfort. I'm gonna take a chance at getting this pellet in, because as soon as I have like enough blue Pikmin to overpower it, it won't be that bad. Otherwise, we can have a problem. Actually, while it's taking care of that, let us hop over here. And these little rocks have nectar, by the way, so we're gonna break some of these for the blues. Not that we'll get many blue Pikmin today, in all fairness. There's also this part over here, so we might as well grab this real quick. Yeah, they used to auto-attack the sprouts, so again, that's a very welcome change that they don't do that anymore. There's also, like, enemies right over there. You can actually see one peek- oh shit. That's real bad, actually. Yeah, it's really close for comfort. I found the automatic gear. This thing chugs right along at its own pace. It makes piloting much easier, giving me time to concentrate on the finer points of space travel. Neat. I actually don't know if bread bugs will go for parts in this game. There's one way we can find out real quickly. The answer is no. Okay. Cool. There's some other stuff we can do with the red Pikmin. I'm missing some. What happened? Oh. Okay. I am gonna get these guys started on a bridge over here. There's so many walls that lead to shortcuts. I'm not gonna be opening up most of these just because they're a pain to reach in a lot of cases. And the bread bugs can be damaged directly. It's just an obnoxious process. But also, I don't like fighting them in water because then you need like 25 blue Pikmin to get the part back. So I'm deliberately not gonna have the blue Pikmin deal with it. I'm gonna save pellets for later. Yeah, this is definitely one of those games like Mario Sunshine, which we just went through recently, where it's like, I hope I'm like playing relatively well beyond like a couple screw-ups. There's thin cracks running through it. I tried to fill them with dirt. I hope it will be alright. Oh my dumbass. I've now recovered 7 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 5 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. I love the flavor text in Pikmin. All these games have very good flavor text. Alright, so while that's being taken care of, I'm spreading myself real thin right now, I'm gonna be honest, so I think I can handle it, but I'm definitely gonna run into problems, is what I'm saying. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, that's done. So we'll knock down this real quick. For the sake of luring the bread bug over. I said for the sake of luring the bread bug over. Is not having the easiest time. And we'll do this. Okay. So that should be good to go. For a little bit. And so I'll go over here. Grab the blue Pikmin. And then got the #1 Ionium Jet over there. We're also coming up on ad break, so we're gonna pause real quick. I'll get up and stretch and hydrate once that starts. Okay, they're kind of stuck, okay. Neat. Actually, this timing is very good. I might be able to snipe it. Nope, he's running away. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping... I mean, you can deal damage directly, so... we can try. There we go. Piece of cake. I'm very disorganized at the moment. I am playing interestingly, for sure. Thank goodness, my space float. This float is an absolute necessity for any pilot who lacks its skills at swimming in space. Yeah, okay. This is not required. You can miss this one and still get the good ending, but not the best ending. Well, since we're here, we might as well grow a few more blue Pikmin. Also, it's very good timing. Space float. An excellent swimmer like me has no need for something like this, but my motto is always be prepared. Really, it's just for emergencies. I have now recovered 8 out of 30 parts, so if I can find just 4 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. So we're going to pause there for the ad break, and then we'll resume shortly. I don't know why I dropped like 7 frames right now, because it's like I'm not doing anything, and I think I have Windows updates paused, so it's not that. That can sometimes cause my performance to dip a bit, but it's not that. So yeah, sometimes just I have weird quirks like that. Maybe because I have too many tabs open. But again, if it's gonna drop frames, at least, you know, I'm okay with it not being in the, you know, the gameplay portion, so that's nice at least. I've almost thought about changing ads to manual, just so I don't have to worry about spacing things out as much. Like, I can pick good times to step away. The automatic ads are just kind of nice because they force me to, like, take care of myself. So that's almost part of the reason why I've been opting for pre-rolls like that. But they do kind of break up pacing, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to work around that. It should be wrapping up here, so we'll hop back into the game real quick. But first, hi! Welcome on in. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. I know this is, again, kind of a slow playthrough just by the nature of it being deathless, but again, this is authentic to how I like to play Pikmin, and how I really got used to playing Pikmin growing up. Again, not the most efficient, but it is the way I like to do this. Alright, tracking seems decent for what I want. Let's go in and boop this real quick. Alright, let's get back into it here. Where were we? We were trying to get the #1 Ionium Jet and the space float. Wait, we just got the space float, so we don't have to worry about that. We're trying to grow a few more blue Pikmin, it looks like. Which is actually kind of a mistake, because getting blue Pikmin on this day is really annoying because of how spread out everything is. This area is packed with enemies. You have these fiery blowhogs. They kind of suck to fight. because they throw Pikmin off and actually get rid of their flowers very easily. For the most part, I'm not going to worry about them, straight up. What I am going to do is go over here and start building this bridge. There's 2 bridges, one... Okay, that's not what I wanted them to do. Again, luckily we don't at least have to worry about the bridge glitch as much as in, like, the original versions. So, this should be a little easier. But there's bomb rocks on the other side of this, which is great for actually getting through some of the walls. The problem in Pikmin 1 specifically is a lot of patches of grass have 0 nectar in them, which is just like a waste of time to try to harvest those. Nothing comes out of them. Also, the other types of Pikmin can catch fire. It's really important to note. I'm missing a blue somewhere. Where am I missing a blue Pikmin? Because I have 10 right now, and there's 4 over there. Okay, it's below the onion, so we're fine. I totally don't remember what I was talking about. Basically, bomb rocks will instantly explode if they touch flame. Therefore, we need to be very careful as we try to extricate this supply of bomb rocks in the next area. There's also some over here. Again, this is something that's way easier on Wii and Switch. I found my number 1 Ionium jet. Unfortunately, this puts out a slightly odoriferous exhaust, but it does propel me to escape velocity in an instant. The stretch is a small price to pay for such performance. Hi, AC, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Just playing some Pikmin today. Going pretty good so far. No major disasters. Some slight disasters, but no major disasters. Like, getting rid of this wall would be nice, getting rid of that wall would be nice, but you need so many bomb rocks to get through here. It's like, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Because of just how many you need. We're gonna get working on the gravity jumper, at least. I found my gravity jumper. By manipulating the forces of gravity, this key component gives me the final boost I need to make the jump to super light speed. Good thing I found it. This one takes 25. So about this many. Alright, so then with the remaining 45, we will build this bridge. Wollywogs suck, or Wollyhops, because they renamed them, because the word originally chosen is not a good word to say in parts of the world. I think in the UK, specifically. But yeah. I'll do my best to avoid fighting a single Wollyhop in this entire playthrough, because I hate fighting these. They're fine in Pikmin 2 and 4. And even, no, Pikmin 2 and 3 specifically, they're not a problem. In this game, they suck to fight. When you have purple Pikmin, no problem. If you have rock Pikmin, no problem. If you have ice Pikmin, no problem. So yeah, in every other game, Wollywogs are easy, except this one, where they just absolutely are miserable to fight. IMO. So yeah, if I can avoid it, I will. Oftentimes you can kind of kite them around to areas where you don't have to worry about them as much, which is really nice that you can do that. Trying to figure out the best course of action here. Yeah, no, that doesn't really save a whole lot of time. There's like a crap ton of Shearwigs over here. I'm being like indecisive. Hey, that's a fun thing about me. I'm an incredibly indecisive person in real life. I mean, on stream too, I'm incredibly indecisive. I'm always having trouble making up my mind on things. Number 1 Ionium jet. If this is damaged, I'll be in dire straits. So I will have to run a system check as soon as I can. I've now recovered 9 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Oh, that's gonna be a problem in a moment, but that's a problem for future Yuna. Most of the walls here take like 9 bombs, which sucks. Such a huge number. Oh my god, I hate that. I hate cutscene transitions right as I'm about to throw a bomb. That is the most horrifying thing. This anti-gravity device allows the dolphin to swim gracefully through the sea of stars like a dolphin. How does he know what a dolphin is? I have now recovered 10 out of 30 parts. Yada yada. We have seen that many times. This will be a 3-day forest naval, I think. Maybe a 4-day if I want to play it safe. Yeah, you can save a lot of time if you get rid of this wall. The light gray walls should take fewer. Should be more bombs over here, so I'll just grab these real quick. And again, I don't have to be as careful as in the original, which is nice. I said I wanted to get like a certain amount of ship parts. I literally don't remember how many I've gotten. Like, I've not been paying attention. There's another wall I would really love to break. We might have to do that next time, which is unfortunate. I don't think we have enough time to do everything I want to do here. Which kinda sucks. But it's fine. The wall going to like the path that we were just overlooking, that's what I wanted to do to end off this day, but it's fine. I mean, we can work on it. I just don't think we'll break it is the thing. Yeah, there's like a ton of shear wigs over here, and shear grubs, so just gonna skirt around those for now. That's, again, a problem for future me. We also have fire, which sucks, for obvious reasons. You know, let's use bombs right next to flame geysers. This is not horrifying at all. God, Pikmin behavior stresses me out so bad sometimes. Like, what are you doing? Alright, so yeah, this will be a 3-day forest naval, for me. So yeah, we'll get a lot. We'll get 4 of the parts next time, and I'll save 1 part for the end, just because I don't trust myself with getting everything in one cycle next time, because we have a boss to fight that is very good at killing Pikmin. The one out there is gonna be the biggest pain in the ass, I think, just because, again, trying to like guide the Wollywogs to cooperate is annoying. So beyond that, the next day shouldn't be too bad here. That's probably what we'll do first next time we're here. But again, we're gonna do some other stuff here first. We're gonna go back to the Forest of Hope, I think. Take care of some stuff there. Try to finish up that area. Maybe also finish up Impact Site in order to not have to worry as much about like blue Pikmin, because that's a really good spot to raise blue Pikmin. So yeah, that's the hope at least. 4 days since Impact. Deep in the cave I discovered in the forest, I encountered blue Pikmin. These blue fellows have something resembling gills on their cheeks, and they appear to be amphibious, surviving both in water and on land. The wonders of nature never cease to stun me, even in this alien land. I like how Olimar's in a dangerous environment, and he's still like kind of in scientist mode. Again, Pikmin's a very charming series in my opinion. A lot of very good dialogue, flavor text, stuff of that nature. In general, I think, yeah, Pikmin is probably among my favorite Nintendo series, even though it's like 5 games, if we're being slightly pedantic, because some people would prefer to not remember that Hey Pikmin exists. If I'm being honest, I like Hey Pikmin. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a moment. I think Hey Pikmin is alright. I don't think it's exceptional, but I think it's fine. It's an okay game. Just kind of mid. is Arzest's best game. I would say that much, because I don't have a good opinion of Arzest. Arzest, the maker of Yoshi's New Island and Balan Wonderworld, and a bunch of other very quality games, clearly. So yeah, we have Share Grubs destroying this bridge, so I'm gonna quickly zip over here and stop them from tearing it down. Because, again, the Share Grubs are a little bit glitchy. I don't want to fight them with Pikmin, especially on water like this. Yeah, the Pikmin have different attributes. The Reds are the best at fighting in this game. Even in 2, I think they're the best at fighting, even though they do less damage. Yeah, it's a bit of a niche. It's like, kind of like an unofficial Kirby Mass Attack sequel more than like a Pikmin game at times, if that makes sense. I'm gonna not worry about carrying all the Pikmin across the very tiny land bridge. And instead, I'm gonna toss them up here. I'm gonna have no, I'm gonna worry about that later. Like, for my sanity, I'm gonna worry about that later. I have been enjoying this little, like, series I've started. I've been writing out the games I want to cover for Fox Girls Favorites. I'm up to, like, 50. And I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Like, oh, I am overachieving, aren't I? It's like, I am overextending myself big time. It's like, when has that ever happened before? Yeah, and to be fair for streaming, it is good to have, like, backup plans. I just think I have too many backup plans at this point. Alright, so this is the Burrowing Snake Rip. We only have to fight one, thankfully. And it's gonna give me a good pattern. Jesus, okay. Neat. First try. And just tuck y'all over there. I'm not gonna tuck y'all over there. Gonna go back over here, get the blue Pikmin. So here's the thing, obviously red Pikmin have to carry it a lot farther. Blue Pikmin can carry it through the water, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Geiger counter. Every spaceship needs one of these, but I don't actually know what it's for. Every once in a while it goes wild and lets out a lot of noise, but I never pay much attention to it. So it doesn't really do me much good. I really should read that manual one of these days. Oh, Almar. Why are you like this? But yeah, they will, like, swing around, which is mildly nerve-wracking. Actually, am I misremembering? Do they not take it through the water? God, why do Pikmin have such a disregard for their own safety sometimes? I don't know if that's enough to aggro, to de-aggro it. It is, thank God. God, I hate this. It's like, I just don't know if I'm misremembering their routing is the problem. No, bad. Bad. This is why I decided to do this part first, because this one just sucks to get. Yeah, they're having a hard time latching on because he's on like a slope, basically. Shit. I'm actually mad about that because we got the one snack that we need first try, and just the rest are gonna be a problem. That's the thing that pisses me off about this game sometimes, is when something goes well, and then it doesn't, until it doesn't. Like, oh, that was really smooth. Just, okay, getting it back is the problem. I could have sworn they would take it through the water. they either take a very wide turn to take it through the water, or I'm misremembering. I could have sworn that worked. Maybe it's just weird, like it dropped in a bad spot where it was like... I don't know. I'm probably overthinking this, to be honest. So yeah, we'll try this again. Again, this is like one of the like challenge days for me. You decide to take a... You wanted to stream today, but your body decided no, take a nap. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had days like that where it's like, I need to stream. I can't get out of bed. So that's always a little bit frustrating when that happens. I've been trying really hard that even if I'm not feeling well, I will at least try to get a stream done on Mondays. Like, have Monday as a regular day. Like, if nothing else, stream on Monday. Because this is giving me some sense of order, basically, in my life of like, oh, at least I'm staying semi on track for this one day. Now the problem is working up to more days than just Monday. That is the actual problem I'm facing at the moment. Like, I keep thinking about, like, Thursday. But then that's, like, a day that's... where, like, a friend's available, where, like, Zon's available. So, like... It's like, there's always these, like, hang-ups with every day of the week, it feels like. Except Monday, which is relatively, like... Yeah, a lot of friends aren't, like... I'm not, like, competing too much, and friends aren't, like, hanging out in calls as much, or as often on, like, Monday. So Monday is generally a pretty good day for me to stream, but like beyond that, I have no clue when to schedule anything. Which is mildly frustrating, I'm gonna be honest. But that's just me wanting to hang out with friends. It's like, I could, you know, put my own desire to stream first. I definitely should, to be fair, but shit, that's bad. Yeah, no, that's a reset right there. Alright, third time's the charm, hopefully. Later Pikmin games make this cutscene skippable, which is really nice for someone like me who likes to do deathless runs. But in this game, we just have to kind of sit through all the cutscenes, which is a little bit frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. I think the end of day cutscene might be skippable, but yeah, the rest are not. But again, I'm just slightly miffed still that we had a really good, like, snack fight, and then just everything after has gone poorly. It's like, if I could have gotten that first run to work out, I would have been very happy, just because this day is one that gives me a lot of trouble, usually. So, well, we're on day 5 of, like, 15 question mark of what I was expecting this playthrough to be. Next day, Impact Site shouldn't be awful. There's definitely things that can go wrong though. Then we get back to the Forest Naval the next day. There is gonna be stressful, and the one after is gonna be like stressful too, but in a different way where it's like just the beady long legs is gonna be the problem. If we can get through that fight, I'm not worried. And then Distant Spring is like, it's not hard, it's just time consuming, and because it's time consuming, I rush. And then make a lot of mistakes that I could easily avoid if I wasn't a reckless, like, impatient person sometimes. But yeah, I've definitely overachieved a lot, like, in terms of plans, which, again, is more of a problem of I just need to stream more days. That's ultimately what this comes down to. If I can, like, stream twice a week, that would help a lot. Because as is, going through, like, Xenoblade 2 is gonna take how long? Like, 10 weeks or something? And yeah, with Xenoblade 2, I'm deliberately planning a New Game Plus run. I'm not doing a New Game run of a Xenoblade on stream. Because that will take like 70 hours, and that's a lot for streaming like a couple, like once a week. That's not good. Okay, showtime. Alright. It's fine. It might not be fine because of the bug, actually. I don't know if it's safe to leave these here, it's the only problem I'm having. Yeah, the iridescent glint beetles just attract Pikmin to them because they're shiny. And then they tend to lure them into like death traps, like water or enemies, and it's just annoying. So like, you know, I'm just gonna hope for the best there, that they don't run into the water on their own. It's a Geiger counter, blah blah blah, we already saw that. Yeah, no, they do take it. I'm legitimately trying to figure out their pathing on this. Oh, they do take it this way. Why do they swing so wide? That's so dumb. Like, they could easily have just jumped straight into the water instead of going all the way around precariously like that. Ah, the choice of Pikmin AI. Okay, I basically threw away that run for nothing, basically, is the takeaway, because I could have just let them go, and it would have been fine, as it turns out. Ah, well. Live and learn. Again, just because I've played this game 20 times doesn't mean I'm like, you know, I know everything about like every minute detail of this game. There are some games where I actually could potentially do that with. This is not one of them. As much as I do know this game, there's a lot I am not aware of. This noisy gauge is always letting off spontaneous clicks and buzzes. It can be kind of annoying. I've now recovered 11 out of 30 parts. If I can find just one more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. I just had the most cursed thought come into my mind, and I don't know if I should say it. But it's about that item description. I'm like, half tempted to say this cursed thought, and half tempted to be like, maybe the thought should just go to the grave with me. And anyway, this is the Armored Cannon Beetle. Wow, we ended up one-cycling both bosses here, damn. I'm gonna leave the shell. Last, my radiation canopy. This turns the harsh radiation of deep space into soft infrared rays that are easy on the body. I'll sleep like a baby once it gets us back to the ship. So yeah, we'll leave that for the blue Pikmin in order to raise up a lot all at once. Actually, what I'm going to do is carry this part of the way. That sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes you call off so many Pikmin, they'll just drop the part. And then the other Pikmin will just act sad because they got interrupted. Oh, there's a lot of nectar up here. I need to remember that for the blue Pikmin. Yeah, I'm just gonna carry it closer because we only have 20 blue Pikmin, so it's gonna take a bit otherwise to carry it back. And I'd have to like work out numbers of trying to get enough blue Pikmin on it without the red Pikmin being like, no, it's ours now. Basically, whichever number is the highest determines which onion they go to. I'll have to inspect it later to make sure it isn't cracked. I'll be in for even more trouble if I have any radiation leaks. I have recovered 12 out of 30 parts, increasing the dolphin's capabilities. My search can now cover a wider area. So this unlocks the penultimate area, the distant spring. We'll not be going there for like 3 more in-game days, probably. Actually, this might be close enough. How many blues do I have? Probably like 18? Yeah. So, put most of you on that. Put like 12 on this. Like so. There we go. The number turned red briefly. I'm like, game. You sure about that? Okay, so basically we're past the worst of this day. We're just gonna kind of vibe for the rest of it, basically. Which I'm happy about. Again, this is scary, because so much can go wrong with the cannon beetle, specifically. Did it say 79? That did say 79, okay. I am not misreading. Neat. Yeah, I'm fine over there. Okay. Alright, so all that's left is the Libra, or Sagittarius. Which one is it, actually? I don't know which one it is here. Either way, let's actually get all of our Pikmin energized. They're really bad about sharing nectar in Pikmin 1 specifically. It's very hard to latch on as many as possible. Sometimes. Oftentimes you'll end up with like, you know, one drinking an entire drop by itself, which sucks, but that doesn't always happen at least. Those pellets, I'm just too scared to pick up those, unfortunately. So we'll just ignore those. But again, you can actually build this bridge with red Pikmin on day 2. But I'm not that brave without testing it. I'm not gonna learn a speedrun strat in the moment. I'm gonna practice this on my own time later. By the way, the Wii version of Pikmin 1 adds the ability to rewind to earlier days. Pikmin 2 doesn't have it, presumably because of the caves auto-saving so much. But in general, I really like that, in case you're like, you know, I could have done that better. So you can just go back and redo a day, no prob. So yeah, I would argue this is probably the best version. I'm sure there are, you know, being honest, I'm sure there are other other ways to play Pikmin 1 that are perfectly valid. That I may actually test out in the future, potentially, because there is something that I don't really want to go into details on right now, but an interesting like fan project for Pikmin 2 that I might try to check out at some point. Yeah, there's one, the Pikmin, just, you know, basically like there's a mod that remakes Pikmin 1 inside Pikmin 2. I was trying to be like mysterious about it, but I'm like, you know what, I just want to talk about this. I found my Sagittarius. My son gave me this as a gave this to me as a present. It brings to mind visions of my son back on one planet Hokotate. Oh, to be back there right now. So yeah, and there's a ton of like fan mods specifically for Pikmin 2, which I actually don't mind. Pikmin 2, in my opinion, is the more mechanically sound game. Even though a lot can be said about, you know, individual thoughts on the gameplay of Pikmin 2. Because there are some choices made in that game, for sure. And yeah, like, I've seen mods of, like, you know, restoring cut enemies, which is really cool. Making, like, custom treasures. So yeah, there's a huge fan community for 2. Modding community specifically. And it's like, at some point I might try to check that out. But, it'll probably be a bit since, you know, we're currently playing this version. This was a gift from my son. He must be very worried about me. I've now covered 13 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 16 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. So that'll unlock the final area of the game. But we have to get every other ship part. Again, you only need select 25 to actually beat the game. The final area is actually completely optional if you only care about the good ending, quote unquote. again, a really weird choice in my opinion. For some of the parts to be required and others to not be. It's like, the not required ones are like, okay, that makes sense. The required ones, some of them are like, that's a bit of a head scratcher why you need, like, the bolt, for example. And we already have 100 blue Pikmin, so we are actually pretty much set for, going back to the Forest Navel at any time. Part of me almost want... The problem is, with the Forest Navel, we didn't fight anything. So, every, like, 2 days, enemies respawn. In some cases, different enemies start to spawn in later. So, for example, I think on day 7 in the Forest of Hope, a swooping snitch bug starts to appear, which is why I try to get it out of the way ASAP. But, like, because we didn't fight anything except the bread bug, we don't have to worry about anything respawning in the Forest Navel, so there's not really a rush to go back, if that makes sense. So yeah, I might just say, heck that for now, and just do the Impact Site, Final Treasure. There we go. Actually, that was very lucky. We got all 100 blue flowers. Nice. And like, we could stop and, you know, raise more Pikmin, but given that, again, this day took a bit, I think we're gonna move on and hop over to day 5. Give it up for day 5. Yeah, so far so good, I would say. Again, for a deathless run, again, I wish I didn't screw up the Snagret section, because that would have been really nice to get that in one day, or like one try, but beyond that, this has been a pretty smooth run of the game. 5 days since Impact, I have managed to increase the range of the dolphin. Looking from the dolphin's portal, as it launches ever higher into the sky, I see a vast wetland in the deepest parts of the forest. I shall call the distant spring. I can begin my expedition of it tomorrow. For now, I must sleep. Yeah, we didn't actually see the dialogue for the Forest Navel because the yellow Pikmin dialogue overrode it, unfortunately. Again, that's just kind of a weird quirk of this game, where there's so many dialogue options. You don't remember Pikmin being this bright? It might be a Switch version thing. Like, the gamma levels might be a little bit different compared to, like, on GameCube or Wii. I like this version, personally. Again, I almost do wish they'd put a little more work into overhauling a few details, but, you know, overall I can't really complain. I think this is a very decent version of the game. So the Impact Site has a crap ton of pellets, by the way, so if you ever run out of Pikmin, this is the place to go to grow more. On later days, I think starting on day 8 onwards, it will alternate having 2 different enemy types in the center arena, which is also part of the reason I like coming here early, so I don't have to worry about them, while also trying to get a bunch of other stuff done. Another Glint Beetle, we'll try to get this out of the way now, so we don't have to fight it later. Direct hits are needed for certain enemies like this and the bread bug. Also, hi, Dewon guy. I didn't actually say that. Where did those Pikmin go? Oh, they got launched. Gotcha. So yeah, we would normally have to fight enemies here if we came here any later. I might show them off, like, next time, because, let's be real, I don't know how long this game's gonna take. Straight up, I have no idea how long this game is gonna take. So, if we can get through, like, the next stream, like, if we finish next stream and we're already, like, done with the game, I might just say, hey, let's fight all the super bosses. Or the secret bosses, more accurately. They're not really super bosses, if I'm being real. Alright, this should take out the wall. Nope, not enough, okay. Normally, like, the wood walls don't take that much. Alright, so we're done with the yellows for now. Now we have the fun task of getting all these blue Pikmin up this ramp, which is easier said than done sometimes. Case in point, a lot of them like to fall off. Pikmin 3 and 4, I think, both have more like automatic routing for Pikmin, so they will follow a path to some degree. They don't just flail around haphazardly the way they do in this game, which is nice. These are the pearly clamps. I think that's how it's said. I forget how it's spelled exactly. These suck. I'm not gonna lie. These are kind of annoying to fight. You have to like attack and then call back before it closes its mouth. Pikmin can get stuck on the pearl, and then get chomped because they're stuck and run into it over and over until they die. So that's why I'm calling back so prematurely, is because I'm not taking any chances for a deathless playthrough. I have lost Pikmin to these a lot as a kid, so again, being a little conservative here, but you know, a little more cautious than I normally would be. It's like that, the one got a little bit stuck on the pearl. What the hell are they doing? Again, sometimes Pikmin behavior is confounding to me. A little bit. We'll get that later. This is the actual ship part. This one's easier to fight because it's not on a hill. Or like on a raised spot, so it's a little bit easier, I think. I'm being way too cautious. I can go ham a little bit. Not too ham though. Again, trying to be a little careful. Ah, I don't like that. I found the positron generator. By combining batteries with solar cells, this machine can generate incredible amounts of electricity. With a timely find, those instant space noodles will taste better heated up. Neat. Now what? Alright, let's give the blues this. Let's give him the generator too. Also, let's get this giant-ass pellet over here just because we can. Like, why the hell not at this point? I mean, given that I wasn't really using my full squad anyway, I'm just... This is stupid, actually, because the cutscene is gonna interrupt the fight. So I'm like, I should probably not do that, huh? I'm probably gonna end up losing Pikmin if I actually am trying to fight it during the cutscene. Anyway, that's the part collected, so, good work there. There's only 2 parts here, so this is a really easy day, in theory. This electric generator is so powerful that if you approach it carelessly, you'll get an electric shock. I've now covered 14 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 5 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Interesting. So yeah, going forward, I mostly use blue Pikmin, I think. Like, straight up. I use a lot of blue Pikmin. For things. I'm confused by my model's tracking at the moment. Like, I feel like I should be farther to the side than I actually am. I think I'm sitting at a weird angle, which isn't helping. Alright, I'm gonna do a thing. Divide and conquer. So, I'm gonna get, like, fairly even numbers to get the big pellets all around. I think my blue number is off. Yeah, my blue number is definitely off. Yeah, miscounted. It's okay. And when that's done, we'll get an even number of yellows as well. Well, even, quote-unquote, you can't divide 3 by 20. There's still leaf Pikmin. We need to fix that, because they have a boss coming up before too long. Hey, speaking of which, might as well just do this. I don't need that many for the boss, in all fairness. I only need like 20. But still, it's good to have. Again, next day is going to be the most stressful day, probably of this stream. I don't know if we'll get to Distant Spring this stream or not. But the next day will probably be a little much, just because we have like a lot I want to do in one day to get through. And yeah, we just have to hope for the best that we can actually do it, because it's like, oh yeah, that's like 4 ship parts that are like very spread out throughout the entire region. Red Pikmin are, again, the strongest, so hopefully this will be a fairly easy fight. Sometimes I actually use the Bomb Rock instead on the wall. Instead of on the wall, I use it on this enemy, just to speed it up a little bit. You're at the mercy of the Pikmin actually throwing the Bomb Rock accurately, though, so... They're better with walls than with, enemies, I think. Alright. So far so good. And yeah, we'll just spend the rest of the day growing Pikmin, I guess, because, like, there's so many pellets around, I don't really want them to go to waste, even though I actually have no more, like, uses for Pikmin anymore. Like, straight up, we have, like, everything... We have enough Pikmin for the entire rest of the game, at this point. Like, straight up, like, if I stopped growing Pikmin right now, we'd be set, like... Especially because these pearls are worth like 50 each, I want to say, or maybe that's 100. That's a big number, it just shot up hardcore. So yeah, it actually... I genuinely cannot tell. Like, straight up, I cannot tell at a glance how much that took, to be honest. Oh, well, that's fine. You do get like a bonus Pikmin if they carry it to the onion of the same color. It doesn't really matter though most of the time. For like 1 pellet, it's like 1 Pikmin anyway, so like shrug. But for the larger pellets, I tend to kind of coordinate better. Or attempt to coordinate better. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab these pellets real quick and then we'll call it a day, probably. Cause again, next day is gonna be hell. Not gonna lie. Oh, those Pikmin are just kind of stuck on the branch. I see. Did they not open this up? Okay. I must have called them away while trying to get the pellet. I think. Probably, at least. It's kind of scattershot there. Yeah, being able to throw Pikmin this far is very nice, and again, there's a perk of the Switch version where the cursor can go a lot farther than on the original. Alright, how many yellow Pikmin do we have? Why are they going off the slope? I do not know. Again, Pikmin behavior can be somewhat confusing, especially in 1. I feel like the AI is the most, like, haphazard in this game, and it gets a little bit better later on. But in this game in particular, they can just go all over the place, and it's like, what the hell are y'all doing? That makes 0 sense to me. Alright, I think that's all the pellets here. At least from what I remember seeing at a glance. So yeah, we should be done here. I think we cleared out the entire area. The other problem is like a real quick roll call, because this game will let you go to sunset even if Pikmin are not in your party, so you can easily get them killed. So I just really want to quickly... Okay, we have 100. There's also so much nectar around that I think I want to take some time to make sure I have all flowers for the red and blue Pikmin in particular. And if so, we'll just give it to the yellow Pikmin, just so we have plenty of yellow Pikmin that are flowered in reserve, because we might lose some flowers, even if we're not losing Pikmin. But the red and blue Pikmin take priority, because they're the ones who are going to be doing the most of the majority of the combat and the carrying of items. There's one bud that will not drink nectar. There we go. Alrighty. This was a very productive day. This one always is. If you really want big numbers, this is a great way to do it. We have 100 yellow Pikmin. That is massively overkill. In Pikmin 2, that's not, actually, like, straight up. They give yellow Pikmin electricity immunity, which makes them way more valuable than just, oh, you can throw them real high. So yeah, yellow Pikmin are, like, super good in 2, and they're used a lot more. Blue Pikmin are actually kind of useless in 3. Every Pikmin game has, like, one type that's just kind of useless, it feels like. 1 actually has the best balance, I'd say. Probably because there's only 3 types, there's less to balance, for one thing. But yeah, I think Pikmin 1 actually has the best type balance. This will be the only time we get to see this many yellow Pikmin on the field at one time, so we might as well revel in this moment. And next day is when the fun really begins, when I just kind of have to suffer through a lot of hazards and struggle to time manage. Six days since impact. I have seen that at times the leaf atop a Pikmin's head will grow into a bud and then a flower. It appears that if I do not pick the Pikmin sprouts, they gradually bloom over time. Fascinating, this melding of plant and animal traits is surely unique in the natural world. I found the flower Pikmin to possess increased swiftness when in a rush. I found pressing and holding A and then calling the Pikmin forth with X to be quite an effective strategy. I've also learned that new sprouts found growing on days following previous battles are the result of seeds being left behind. 229 Pikmin sprouted. So yeah, the TLDR of that is, if a flower Pikmin dies, it can sometimes leave a sprout behind the next, like, a day or two later. Kind of to help you build your numbers back up more quickly, I think. It's an interesting little quirk of this game, I'd say. Not like, you know, essential for the most part, especially, you know, since I'm not losing Pikmin in my case, but it can definitely throw you off if you're not expecting it. Like, oh, wait, why isn't it letting me pull out 100 Pikmin? It's because there's sprouts left over from the previous battle. That, you know, as a kid, when I was not just, you know, obsessive about not losing Pikmin, I definitely ran into that. Oh shit, that's not right. I need more blue Pikmin, because the part takes 25. I had to just quickly crunch numbers, and it's like, that is not how math works. What was I saying? As a kid, when I was actually more like, you know, less concerned about losing Pikmin, I often would kinda like run into that problem of, wait, I can't pull out any more. It's because I hit the limit, given that there were sprouts left over from a battle. I'm debating the best course of action here, and I think it is to fight this guy, because we do want to take out this wall relatively quickly. I'm always worried about enemies eating Pikmin. The part in the next part we're about to get can also fall down into a pit, which is great. I think it will just pop back up in theory, but so it's not a big deal. Makes me think if it is possible for all 100 flowers to die and leave one on the ground. That probably could happen. Like, obviously that'd be very unfortunate luck if that happened. But yeah, I'm sure that would be possible. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna be more efficient. Since this wall takes a bit to take down, I'm gonna have these work on this. And we'll take a yellow Pikmin on a bomb wall run. There's the Wally Hop again. This is actually a terrible idea. Because... trying to get the Pikmin to drop the bomb rocks after. There should... no, that's right. That's a large number, I'm just realizing. Huh. Alright, playing with fire, literally. In Pikmin 2, you can actually break fire geysers, which is really nice. That was not introduced until later. Unfortunately, for me. High risk, high reward, yeah, that's one way to put it. It's like that one just loves running right over the fire geyser, which is great. Just gives me a small heart attack every time it does that. Why did I throw it there? God. And yeah, he almost ran right into it with a bomb, so we would have blown it up. Yeah, no, I'm playing like an absolute dumbass here. I'm taking so many unnecessary risks, it's ridiculous. It paid off, but I should not have gone away with it. Alright, neat. The other, like, dark stone wall I leave because the Pikmin really love to carry things through there, which is actually a problem because there's shearwigs there. So I actually don't like them carrying things through this little pathway here. It's, like, really risky. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna let him be. Yeah, the timing was really good. The chime wasn't too far before. And then we have the worst part for this day coming up here before too long. So right here, I'm gonna have the yellow Pikmin and red Pikmin work on this. Then the blue Pikmin can get the part. Yeah, this does feel bright now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I hadn't really thought of it, but this does feel brighter than I'm used to. I've only done one playthrough of this version before. When it came out, I'm pretty sure. I found my analog computer. This computer conveys the kind of vague data that falls outside the range of ones and zeros. Actually, to be honest, it's a little bit too vague, so this isn't very helpful. Olm are such a fascinating protagonist because he's both very smart in a lot of ways, but also very, like... nope, don't know how that works, I'm not gonna try to figure it out. In a way that's, like, very funny sometimes. I'm holding down this L button with all the power I can, because I've been having issues with it, like, not pressing down all the way, and I do not want Pikmin to catch on fire. They're very hard to call back to safety in this game. It's, like, way harder than Pikmin... any other Pikmin game to save a drowning Pikmin, or a burning Pikmin. Like, straight up. I don't know why it's so finicky, but it is. I'm actually probably gonna leave 2 parts for next time. Since we need another day for this anyway, for the sake of a safety strat, it might actually be better to save 1 part for next time. The problem is, all 3 parts that I want to... all 3 parts, besides this one that are left, suck. Literally every other part to get here is awful. So, what the hell just happened? Why did they just run to the water? Oh hey, Sacred Stones just got announced for NSO. I just got the notification. Let's go. I've been waiting for this game for like months now. Straight up. Like, not even joking. Well, that makes my life a little bit easier. In like like a year from now when I get to that Fox Girls favorites. I found my Libra. My daughter gave this to me. It's named after her astrological sign. My sweet little girl. I wonder what she's doing right at this moment. The funny part with Olimar is his voice is actually really deep, so I'm like trying to talk like with my normal voice, but in actuality Olimar's voice is like really low. Like impossibly low. Live Sacred Stone's reaction. Also, ads just started. I lost track of time. So we're gonna pause here and resume shortly. I have returned. That ad break really snuck up on me for some reason. I have no clue what happened there. I just lost track of time. Time flies when you're having fun with Pikmin, I guess. Ads are almost done, but hey, what's up? Hope everyone's doing well today. Realizing the irony of saying this when a lot of people probably are in ads right now. Oh right, like 420 is the anniversary of Fire Emblem, so Sacred Stone's dropping today makes a lot of sense. Oh, you don't see the ad? Oh, that's interesting. Sometimes Twitch does that. Sometimes that happens to me as well when ads don't actually run. Which is very fun. Oh, the joys of technology not working as we would like it to. Alright, gotta work on my posture, stretch, and get ready for hell, because this is what we're gonna be dealing with here. Yeah. Oh yeah, hydrate. Do not want to dihydrate. Alrighty then, let's hop back to it. I can put 25 on this, right? No, I'm gonna put 20 on it. So, basically for this part, we do not want any other Pikmin types to carry it back, otherwise it will catch on fire. And that's no good. If you want to be really cautious, you can actually just toss the Pikmin up there. And just not worry about having to guide them through fire. Which is not necessarily the worst plan, actually. Oh, this only takes 20. I thought it took 25 for some reason. That drops them into water, doesn't it? Oh! Huh? They changed that. They don't automatically attack the Flint Beetle anymore. That genuinely, like, huh? That surprised me. That really threw me off. Because I'm so used to them, like, chasing it directly into water, basically. Again, a lot of this stuff is slightly different in the Switch version. Like, there were a lot of quality of life tweaks, which I do appreciate. But again, genuinely like, oh, that legit shocked me there. Alright, do we try to play with fire and go for a part that definitely could get Pikmin killed, even though we just got 2 already, and then I have to redo all that over again if I screw up? I'm weighing options right now. It's like, I could do this now. Or I could be smart and not take chances. And I don't know which option I should go with. I'm legitimately sitting here contemplating. This is stupid. This is really stupid. If this totally blows up in my face, you can say I told you so. You can totally just be like, yeah. My daughter gave this to me. My late return must have her very worried. I've now recovered 15 out of 30 parts, blah blah blah. So, I'm gonna be a reckless dumbass here. Basically, we don't have to fight any Wallyhops. Like, straight up. And I hate fighting them, so I will take any opportunity to avoid fighting a Wallyhop. But what we want to do is hopefully not get screwed over by a cutscene, first and foremost. Analog computer. This strengthens the outward emotions of the dolphin's computer. While it does make the computer smart, it also makes it quick to anger. It's just like my boss. I have now recovered 16 parts. Cool. So, shit, which direction do we have to kite it in? Does that work? It's the anti-dioxin filter. This fits over the rocket's exhaust ports and filters out all disease-causing agents from the ship's exhaust. That means I'll be able to move around without polluting the planet's atmosphere. I feel worlds better. Oh, poorly aged things. Yeah, no, this was a stupid idea. I screwed up. I know what I did wrong. Yeah, I know what I did wrong. Hi, Peter. Welcome on in. How you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. I just forgot the strat that I like to do. So, oops. You know, if I was smart, I'd do that part first, actually. Yeah, I should do that part first. Shouldn't I? Because that's the hard part. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this now, I think. I'm not even gonna take it back to the ship right now. I'm just gonna get it out of the water. Anyway, I did say, like, this was a very bad idea, because I forgot the exact positioning of the Wallyhops to make this actually work properly, so, that is on me. So just gonna drop those there. We already saw this, I'm gonna zip by. So, what I did wrong was I didn't attack it. To aggro it, like if I can keep it distracted, it's gonna keep attacking me instead. So then they can just kinda slip on by. Okay, the damage definitely caused a visual glitch. I don't remember that happening on the Wii version. Sweet, okay. So drop it. Okay, neat. So we'll get that a little bit later. Yes, I did see the news. I'm very happy. I love Sacred Stones, to be honest. It's my favorite Fire Emblem, usually. My go-to, at least. I know it's, like, not the best Fire Emblem. It's definitely got some things I don't really like about it. The main thing I'm kind of iffy on is the main thing everyone's iffy on, which is just, like, character balancing being kind of out the window. A little bit with that game. I'll always like Eric as a character. But I will also admit that Ephraim is broken. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, like, that would count as a favorite of mine. So, hey, I have an easier way to play that game now. Do not be surprised if Sacred Stones is a game I stream at some point. I will probably only do an Erica run for my sanity, and not just do like the, you know, full run of the game just for the sake of like, shit, why did I do that? It's like, why did I aggro it to face the water and also bring it towards the Pikmin that can easily catch on fire? Sometimes I make good life choices. That was not one of those times. Alright. Y'all can work on this. The yellow Pikmin can come with me to blow up the walls again. Oh, well, now that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, I'm happy about that. In terms of NSO, the only, like, first-party games I'm kind of lamenting not being on there yet, which, you know... Oh, shit. It's mostly... I mean, like, Pokemon would be cool, obviously. It also makes me wonder if they'd add Pokemon to have some kind of functionality with Gale of Darkness and Colosseum at some point. I hate this so much. Trying to time that properly. Oh, there's the other wall. Oh, that's that wall, too. Okay. There's like a ton of shearwigs there, so I'm just gonna skirt by. I mean, the thing is, I like Path of Radiance. Path of Radiance is the black and white of... God, if that was GameCube, I'd be way more terrified than I was now. And I was already pretty terrified. Path of Radiance is the Pokemon Black and White of Fire Emblem to me, where it's like... Is it probably one of the best ones? Absolutely. Am I tired of hearing about it being the best one? At the expense of other games? Absolutely also. So that's why I'm just a little bit shaded about Path of Radiance, but I still think it's a very good game. Like, that's the important quantifier in all this, is that, you know... Even if I think a game is like... that doesn't quite live up to the hype that I was expecting it to, I can still be like, yeah, no, this is still a very good game. Am I missing one? But that's like 79, right? No? Genuinely, why am I missing one? Unless I have an odd number by accident. Stop making Gauge Gen 9. Yeah, no, I can see it a little bit. It's not like jank in the same way that Gen 9 is, but it definitely has like the really like polarizing reception to the point where I just do not want to talk about it in like the general fandoms. And Sword and Shield, I'd almost say it's more than 3 houses, just because there's more discourse around it. But also, you know, people will argue like, oh, this is like the best story in a Pokemon game like ever, but like a lot of stuff around it could be better. But I almost feel like that reflects 3 Houses more, because 3 Houses is a game that's like, yeah, the story's really good, but like the gameplay can kind of drag at times. I want to do another run. I've contemplated doing that on stream, but I then assess my sanity and think, do I want to put myself through that on stream? And then I second guess myself. 3 Houses and Sun and Moon. Yeah, I can see that too, actually. They're very story-driven and also slow as hell. As much as I enjoy 3 Houses and Sun and Moon, those games have interesting pacing at times. You know, the Crimson Flower of the game sheet. Did you end up on Silver Snow? Oh, hi, Maniacal. Thank you for the raid. What the dog doing? What did Oshi do? Or is it the other one? I hope Pikmin 4 went well. I think that's what you were playing today, at least. How does this work? Can you tell I'm bad at this? Gonna beat the game next stream? Hell yeah. Pikmin 4 is such a long game. It really is like surprising to me how big that game is. Yeah. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, there have been multiple times where I've been like lurking in your play, like while you've been playing through it. I'm like, and you're like, yeah, we can probably finish this soon. And it's like, I'm just like sitting there like, about that. Yeah, hope your stream went well. Hope you're doing well. Hi, if you are new here, I am Yuna Lee. I am a trans snow fox VTuber and typically focuses on retro and Nintendo and occasionally fighting games. I need to get better at like an actual quick intro for myself. Also, thank you for the follow. I can't remember if I set followers. I think I turned off follower notifications. So I think I set them to like private, so I probably shouldn't have announced that. Oops, again, I'm tweaking some stuff. I'm experimenting a little bit with like stuff like that. But yeah, thank you all for coming by. Hope you enjoy my stream as well. We are playing Pikmin 1 today. This is one of my childhood favorite games, so I am doing a series dubbed Fox Girls Favorites because gestures at VTuber model, but where I play through a ton of my childhood, like, and just general, like, favorites. There's gonna be some at some point that are not childhood games. Gonna lark and get through in the meantime, but have fun with Pikmin. Yeah, I will do my best. Thank you. And yeah, thanks again for the raid. How are you? I am feeling pretty good. I'm actually kind of surprised we've gotten this far already. Again, this is a deathless run for the record. So I have been resetting quite a bit, actually. I reset this day because I screwed up one part. But yeah, I really like playing Pikmin games deathless, which is mildly intimidating. Especially for some of the games. But I always have fun with that, so... Good luck, thank you. This is how I usually play the game though, so I have general routing in mind. Keyword general routing. Things can still go wrong in Pikmin a lot, so... Yeah, I think I read this already, yeah. Again, this is attempt number 2 at this day for the record, because I tried to get the anti-dioxin filter and forgot to distract the Wollywogs, and they crushed a bunch of Pikmin. The problem I'm having right now is to actually try to get really gutsy and go for something else. Because there's 2 more... There should be 2 more parts here? Yeah, no, there are 3 more. I forgot to get the anti-dioxin filter. Back to the ship. But there are 2 more parts. There's the little fin that we're missing. Right over there. And then there's the thing that the beady Longlegs has. So my problem right now is, do I go for those? And again, there's some weird quirks in this game, and this is one of the things that really stresses me out about Pikmin 1 in particular, is just how buggy it can be, and not in the, you know... Aha, we're fighting a bunch of insects way. But like, with Shearwigs, for example, they can just have invincibility frames. Which really sucks when that happens. Like, if they're eating a Pikmin, they'll be invincible. So like, if I'm doing a deathless run, I'm gonna... purposefully... Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna purposefully try to avoid fighting them head-on with Pikmin. Deal a little bit of damage on my own, and then finish them off. Shearwigs are the hardest, obviously, because they start flying after a little bit. So they're very annoying to deal with, like this. But yeah, you can see they don't take damage until they finish their bite animation, which is really weird. Yeah, they're going straight towards the Pikmin there. So that was close. After seeing Claire playing 1, you can see the bugginess, yeah, and I think that's the Wii version too, which the Switch version does have a few fixes compared to the Wii version. So this does have some things that make it a little bit more approachable, at least. Should be 1 more. Alternatively, in smaller groups like this, you can just throw behind. Or the Pikmin can be dumb and just run for other stuff. That works too. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was slightly horrifying. Just because the AI was like, oh, let's charge. What could possibly go wrong there? There's a bunch over here, too. There's also the... Do I have time to fight this guy? I don't know if I have time to fight this guy. But yeah, this is also a case of like, this enemy at the puff stool can crush Pikmin and push them to the ground, basically. They fixed that in the Switch version, finally. I found the Omega Stabilizer. I absolutely must have this piece if my battered ship is ever to fly straight again. I was gonna make a joke. It has steered me through countless deep space storms, that and it looks rather cool. I was gonna say I never fly straight. The problem is there are still shear wigs along the way. So, my problem right now is deciding if I want... How far I want to take this part, basically. Because we have a Wally Hop, we have... a ton of shit that can kill Pikmin really easily. So, shit. Risk assessment on the fly is not my strong suit sometimes. So, yeah. Oh, we only have 10 seconds left. I'm just gonna nope out. The Wally Hop is just glaring at me the whole time. It's like, oh no. It's ready to go. Yeah, overall, shit, did I not get the antioxidant filter? I think I forgot. I think I got so caught up in what I was doing that I forgot all about it. Why did they just quote Spider-Man 2 the video game? 7 days since impact. There are now only 14 parts that I still need to retrieve. Will I be able to recover the remaining parts in 23 more days? Surely there are some parts that are not absolutely necessary. If my ship is not complete by day 30, the only way I will find out is to try to lift off. I just recalled the day I took my son for a ride in this spaceship. He was so happy. I shall tell him of this journey when I return. And I shall return. I must. I can already see the look of wonder on his precious face as I describe my adventures with the Pikmin. Sweet. We're actually almost to the point where we only have... Yeah, no, I forgot the antioxidant filter. It's fine. I need to fight those enemies anyway. Anyway, hi. Welcome to the rest of the stream. More likely than not. This day sucks. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be fighting the worst boss in the game for a deathless run, in my opinion. The final boss is also pretty bad, in all fairness. But this enemy sucks. Okay, have a good look. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks everyone for stopping by. The beady Longlegs is really obnoxious to fight because, it's really high up, so you have to use yellow Pikmin who are inherently not great for combat. It also stomps around very erratically, and it feels more erratic in this game than in Pikmin 2, where its movements feel a little bit more slow. And then they have like variants of the Longlegs that like attack differently, or like have different patterns. Yeah, this is like my least favorite fight in the entire game. This one just kinda is a struggle. I also don't like spiders, but this one doesn't like bother me on an arachnophobia level at least, just because it's a ball. It's an orb. I'm getting overzealous. Ah. Didn't mean to move the camera. Shit, The Pikmin also like to attack its feet, which is just a recipe for them getting smushed. One's stuck, that sucks. I hate that. Oh no. Ah. Ironically, during the actual shaking animation itself, you can toss Pikmin back onto it. Shit. God. This is straight up like the most stressful part of doing a deathless run. Shit, I mistimed that. Okay. Okay, we're good. Hey, guess what? That's also not the bad part of this day, because I screwed up the last day a little bit from what I normally like to do. So, hey, there's more that we could easily lose Pikmin to. If I had like a heart rate monitor, it would probably be pretty high right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm stressed out a little bit. I'm pulling out Pikmin instead of putting them back in. I'm that, like, discombobulated by what just occurred. But hey, we did it. So now I'm gonna be absurdly careful for the rest of this day, because I don't want to have to do that again for a very long time. And by that I mean like a year, when I decide, hey, I should play Pikmin 1 again. Because that's how I roll. Again, in this case, the term favorite is used extremely seriously. Like, this is one of my most replayed games, literally ever. I again, used to play it like once a year for a bit. Like, I love this game so much, I would just like, get really good at it, basically. Ironically, I got the bad ending on my first playthrough because I didn't know what I was doing. But, you know, as a kid, I just kind of spent a ton of time getting good at this game, because I got into it. Alright, good. Please, come over here, where you're easier to fight, alone, instead of in the group with your buddies. But there's still like 2 more, and I have to deal with all the junk on the ground now. Yeah, if you can attack from behind, it's fine. Attacking from the front's a bad idea, and swarming's a bad idea with these two as a result. Yeah, this Wallywog is like raring to go. He's like ready to cause problems on purpose. Okay. So, we have another problem here. I don't know what direction they're gonna take the part in. So that is also a slight conundrum here. So, I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. I'm gonna try to deliberately lead it away. If I... Just being an asshole this time, okay. If I can get it over even farther, like over here, that'd be great. Sadly, unlike other Pikmin games, enemy bodies disappear after a day, usually, so you can't, like, come back for it if you didn't pick it up, which is different. If you have, like, all, like the max number on a part, normally, and I repeat, normally, because sometimes there are exceptions, they're pretty good at getting it back without too much issue, with Wallyhops. Again, I have seen exceptions, but typically, if you have maxed out numbers, they will be fast enough to get the part under the Wally Hop, no problem. The guard satellite. Deep space is filled with dangers. This automated satellite does its part to help guard both me and my spaceship. I'll sleep better at night once this little satellite is back on duty. Okay, so we've done the worst parts of today already, so that's a good feeling, I think. Yeah, deep breath. I'm a little winded. Genuinely, because I was like so stressed out during the BD Longlegs fight. This is the one part I've been actively dreading of this entire stream. I've been dreading it this entire time. I thought I could easily take another like 30 minutes to like an hour. This is the dolphin's fin, and it's a little beat up, but it should still function. I've made great strides in repairing the dolphin. With this, I should be able to fly again even if I don't recover all 30 parts. I've now recovered 17 out of 30. Hell yeah. Alright, so the anti-dioxin filter is gonna be a slight pain to get because there is a Wollywog right, or Wally Hop right by it. Again, I'm so used to the old name, I do apologize for slipping up on that. But we should be able to get this back, no problem. Hopefully. We might just go ahead and do an extra day. Again, I was thinking we'd stop on day 8. Which is actually, to be fair, like roughly halfway through, because I'm expecting it to take 15 days. So, this has protected me from space pirates many, many times. I've now recovered 18 out of 30. Alright, but we might be able to squeeze in an extra day, because normally I've been going about 3 hours lately. So yeah, I might actually just go ahead and do an extra day. Start the Distant Spring. Distant Spring is rough. Like, this will probably be a 3-day location. Hi! Welcome on in. Yeah, so far this is going pretty well. For a Deathless run, again, a few resets. I think we have like 8 resets so far. Maybe less. But for the most part, we have actually been making good time. Again, I thought we'd be at like the 3-hour mark by the end of this section. So, again, very smooth. I can't complain too much about how this has been going so far. Alright, the anti-dioxin filter. The laws of deep space require all ships to eliminate all pollutants. I could make so many snarky comments about that, but I shall refrain. Alright, so that's the forest naval taken care of. I mean, I could get more pellets, as always, but I'm gonna just call it here. Move on to the next day, because again, we definitely have time to squeeze in one more. How's my day going? My day has been going pretty well. Hope your day has been going well too. Skyly. Yeah, we're just playing some Pikmin. Again, been trying to go through a lot of childhood games, or just favorites in general, to be more precise. This definitely is one of my favorite games, like, ever, probably. I do think this is one of my most played games ever, actually. 8 days since Impact. The Pikmin always carry their prey back to the onions. Close observation indicates that taking food pellets to the onions of the same color results in the release of larger numbers of Pikmin seeds. I've also found ways to group Pikmin by color. I can hold A to grab one, then press R to swap it out, or I can press A to grab one for a moment, or press X to dismiss them into light-colored groups. I have played Klonoa. I really like Klonoa 1. I'm a little bit more split on Klonoa 2, oddly enough. I think it's a good game still, it's just I played on Switch where the frame rate wasn't as stable, so I had issues with the late game platforming. Yeah, thanks everyone for the follows. Just saw some others come in. Follows are anonymous here, by the way, so I know some... I kind of had that realization recently that I'm this way too, where I get like mildly self-conscious of like like popping up in alerts and stuff, so I ended up deciding I'm gonna turn that off as well. Klonoa 2 has a really good story. Again, it's just mostly a couple hang-ups with, yeah, the gameplay side of things. Beyond that, Klonoa 2 is very enjoyable. I kinda wanna play it again. You know, that's one of those games where I'm like, I wonder if it'll run better on Switch too. It's like, I have the game twice. I rebought it on Xbox in case I ever decide to stream it. I usually buy games on console for the sole reason of streaming, because on PC, it can be a little bit hard to run and stream a game at the same time. At least with my GPU. Oh, hi. Hi, Minnie. Thank you for the hydration check. And we'll take care of that in a moment as soon as I guide these Pikmin to this giant-ass key over here. Piece of cake. They always fall, though. And this can actually get rid of their flowers, which really sucks. I found the repair-type bolt. This robotic marvel can fix just about anything in the ship that's broken. That's good, because I get terribly bored at fixing little glitches. Yeah, Klonoa 2 is like a really interesting game. I think Klonoa 1 is the overall better rounded game, but Klonoa 2 has some very hype moments. Okay. Again, it's where the shearwigs are like the enemy type I fear the most in this game. Hey, guess what? We have to fight like 5 more of them. Like, lucky me. Yeah, Klonoa 2 is fun though. I think I was just expecting too much because, you know, Klonoa fan plays Klonoa 2 for the first time. This looks like an ordinary bolt, but it's actually a repair robot. I have now recovered 20 out of 30 parts. I need to play the GBA games. And I'm pretty sure the WonderSwan game even has a fan translation now. So, yeah, at some point, I would like to go through some of the other Klonoas that I've never played before. Someday. I don't know how well the collection did. I know everyone was, like, joking about Klonoa Sweep, but I don't know how much that actually translated to it's selling well, is the only thought I have on that. So fun thing, there's this ball bear over here. We don't have to fight it, actually. Fun story, the blue Pikmin will go around it. It looks like they'll go straight into it, but then they'll suddenly veer off to the side. It's the most, like, stressful thing ever. Like, unless you're expecting it, which, to be blunt, I kind of am because I've played this game 50 times. But I don't know what the actual number is. It's a high number. I've played this game enough that I know, like, not to panic too much at a few things. Even though on the first playthrough, it's like, yeah, I would definitely, like, have a slight panic at certain interactions. This is a puffy blowhog. They just get rid of Pikmin's flowers. They're not really dangerous, though. Except when they're nearby ball bears, which, hey, guess what? The problem is right here. Shit. This part sucks, by the way. This one sucks to get. Absolutely miserable to get this one. I found my UV lamp. It's also not even required. The only problem with this handheld light is that it can be too bright at times, so I have to remember to wear my sun visor whenever I look at it. Jesus, just plumbing off the pit, why don't you? God. Again, I love Pikmin. This AI pisses me off sometimes. Like, I'm gonna be real. The AI drives me up the wall. That was just me running off the pit into the pit like a silly little fop. I'm very glad that fop has become ingrained in like my vocabulary. It's like instead of just saying fox, like a lot of people I know just say fop, you know? I find that very charming personally. Again, case in point, they just all ran off the goddamn ledge again. Like, stay up there, please. This was probably a mistake getting this part. I can't even take it back. There's a wall in the way. How was the Pac-Man World remake anyway? I never heard much about it. But I hope it was good, because, you know, Pac-Man World always looked interesting to me at least. Like, what I was actually doing here was getting the bomb rocks on the other side of this wall. But now that this is done, I might as well just get the ones over there. And bridge it? Ah. I've actually never seen Digimon, interestingly. Fear. Okay. Okay. We're good. Oh, they did end up fixing the music, that's good. Because I do seem to recall music complaints. Wow, I'm like realizing something about myself. I'm stressing out way more playing this game. Because I am trying to talk at the same time. I found my massage machine, put this right down in the lower back area and let it go to work. I can't wait until it gets installed again, as my lower lumbar region has been paining me ever since the crash. Ah, sweet relief. Just like me, for real, for real. Not the crash part, but... you know... Shit, I'm realizing I normally get more parts on this day, but trying to get the UV lamp took a little bit. By the way, these yellow Wally hops are not a problem. Again, if you have like maxed out Pikmin, they should... Jeez, I almost was like... I don't know if I should say this. I think I'm tempting fate here. Yeah, they should be able to get around them, no problem. In theory, being the key phrase. In theory, they should be able to get by them. Not always in practice, though, as we almost just witnessed. I've been walking so much lately, I'm really looking forward to using it. I'm really looking forward to using this. Yep. 21 parts. 8 more to go until we unlock the final area. This should be 9 bombs, right? Oh, it's 10. Jesus. Oh my god, Pikmin stress me out so much sometimes. It's worse than Pikmin 1, obviously, it's the first game. But just sometimes Pikmin just will have the most bizarre pathing. It just stressed me out to no end. I'm gonna get rid of you, so I don't have to worry about you later on. Alright, well, that takes care of you. I was like, I'm missing one somewhere. So the water dumples are actually water-based relatives of the bulb orbs, oddly enough. I don't like fighting them because, again, they're very good at eating Pikmin quickly. They don't have a glitch like the Shearwigs, so that's nice. But they are still annoying, therefore I'm going to just do this. This is time-consuming, it is not efficient if you're trying to, like, speedrun, obviously, but... again, if I'm more concerned about keeping Pikmin alive, that is the more, like, you know, safe way of dealing with them. God, I forgot there's, like, so many, though, jeez. Like, I clearly don't remember this game as well as I thought I did. Because I am forgetting how many enemies there are in this area. Yeah, Pikmin 1 is more atmospheric music-wise than Pikmin 2 onwards. And 4 goes back to atmosphere. 4 is, like, almost feels like it doesn't have music at times, which is kind of a bummer, I find. It's like, a lot of Nintendo games lately have been going really atmospheric for their soundtracks, and I do miss the more, like, bombastic sounds, sometimes. You know, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, a lot of the big heavy hitters this gen, Dread, for sure, had a more, like, low-key soundtrack, I'd say. It's like, you know, it's obviously just an artistic choice at the end of the day, but it is something that I do kind of lament a little bit. Like, yeah, I miss, like, you know, how, like, standout the music in, like, Prime was. I don't know if that counts for this series. I like Metroid Prime. I don't know if I'd consider it, like, a favorite, though. So, that's something for future me to figure out, I guess. Because I don't have an answer to that question. Yeah, again, I've planned out so many games to the point where it's like, I just need to actually just clamp down and stream more often. That is literally the fix to my problems right now, is I need to stream more often. So if I can get more streams in, I can get through this list way sooner. Alright, this is the thingy. I forgot what this is called. Yeah, I found my interstellar radar. Not only does it emit a constant SOS signal, it also broadcasts voices from space that will brighten up my moments of boredom. It often, while comfortable, becomes quite a lonely place in the depths of night. Yeah, I like white noise a lot, to be honest, so I get it. We can actually just kind of F off now, like straight up, like, they'll be fine. We don't really need to worry about too much. Maybe this water walk over here, but even then, like, not really a problem. So, for the next part of the day, I think I'm just gonna dedicate some time to clearing a path for... Shit. I forgot about you being here. Yeah. I often have, like, streams up, I often have, like, music. I used to have music up a lot more, but I kind of got out of the habit of listening to music as much. For whatever reason. And I haven't been listening to music as much lately, period. Like, I only just sort of recently started getting into, like, you know, modern music. God, I hate the swooping snitch bug sometimes, just because aiming can be so annoying. God, I hate the timing of these cutscenes sometimes, too. It's like, oh no, this is stressing me out. Interstellar radio. This part will... Why did I say radar so much? This part will send out a daily SOS signal. I have so little time remaining, though, that I have no option but to continue my search rather than waiting for a rescue party. Having to collect every part is a bit overwhelming, but I get the impression not all parts are needed to fly the ship. This is actually very interesting in hindsight, thinking about Pikmin 4, but again, I don't want to get too into detail about that game. Yeah, this is gonna be a 3-day distant spring. I'm not feeling a 2-day for this one. I'm moving pretty slow. Not gonna lie. Let's gotta start eyeing this Pikmin, isn't it? I don't like that. Yeah, I can get away with not fighting it. I just don't want to leave them unsupervised, basically. There should also be another swooping snitch bug, which always sucks. I should also leave them closer to the ship in theory, but it's fine. There's also another set of bomb rocks past the other wall, so we might be able to take out all the walls here, no problem. At least that's my hope here. That is not enough for this wall. This one takes 6, I think. Shit. I'm just gonna dismiss. Why am I trying to go fast? I'm spending more time trying to go quickly. I'm just gonna do the sensible thing. I'm gonna put away the blue Pikmin so I don't have to chaperone them. Next stream actually, you know, not to, you know, jinx myself already, but next stream might be a little bit like a short stream to finish this game. We don't really have that much left of it. Oh, that sucks. Oh, this is real bad. Just gonna GTFO. Not enough time to get that done. Okay. We got a few bomb rocks there. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Okay, no. Okay. I'm just gonna do this. Don't like that. I'm just gonna nope, that one. Did not like any of what was happening there, so I'm just gonna say, you know, just gonna sneak out of that one. I'm glad you can do that. That's really nice that they let you just like, you know, end the day and you just warp back, no problem. There appears 9 days since impact. There appears to be a large cluster of parts here. If my calculations are correct, then I should be able to recover virtually all of my missing ship parts. But not quite all of them. Unfortunately, there still seem to be some pieces that remain unaccounted for. I must find 7 more parts to further increase the dolphin's range. I'm going to be real. That day was not as good as I was hoping it would be. I think we got 2 parts there and also retrieved the UV lamp. Though we got 3. Okay, I did better than I thought. Yeah, we can easily do this in 2 more days. Is this a 13-day run? I'm actually just doing the math on this. I think I can do this in 13 days. 2 more days here, and then... which might take a few resets to actually do in 2 days. This is gonna be a lot to cram into, like, half an hour in real time. And then the final area, which should be 1 to 2 days, depending on if I want to, like, have a save, so I don't have to do everything over again every time. But yeah, overall, very productive. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Again, I was very nervous about a few of the parts of the game we were at, specifically the Snagrets here and the beady longlegs here, but both went really well. I might need to get another game ready, actually. We might start the game after this, too, because this is just going really fast, and the next game I have in mind will only take like an hour. So depending on how well we get through the rest of Pikmin, we might be able to... I think I would take a break before Pikmin 2. If we're going... for this series, I've actually been going chronological for, like, the order that I played all these games in. From, like, you know, 1999, which is when I first remember playing a video game, all the way to, like, 2023, which is my favorite video game. So that's kind of the current chronology. Pikmin 2 is on here, is game number 12, because there's a few games I played in between Pikmin 1 and 2 that I want to cover, and also to give myself time to emotionally prepare for Pikmin 2. Especially Deathless, that game can be interesting to get through. Actually, I think it's almost worse doing it non-Deathless, because if you're not, like, resetting constantly, it can definitely be a lot. It can be very easy to lose Pikmin in that, so I actually think it's easier if you're not worrying about it as much. Well, bizarrely enough. But yeah, I think we'll call it there. Again, I actually did more than I probably should have in order to, from the standpoint of leaving a lot for next time. We don't have much to do next time, but these last 3 days will probably take a lot of resets to get through, no problem, without any major problems. Again, we need to get like 3 to 4 parts over the next 2 days, and then the final boss stage is a lot. So yeah, there'll probably be like an hour to an hour and a half of the stream will be Pikmin, and then I'll have to figure out... actually, realistically, I could try challenge mode. Yeah, I mean, that'd be the, like, a logical thing to try, but it might be a shorter stream next time. We'll see. But yeah, hope everyone enjoyed the stream. If you enjoyed the stream, you can follow for notifications when I go live in the future. I have all sorts of links below, as well as commands for, like, you know, Blue Sky. I have a VOD channel, Yuna VODs, and then also a sort of highlights channel. It's more like cutting down streams into like a Let's Play format, so it's not like entirely like highlight based. I want to do more actual highlights, to be honest. So yeah, that's something I want to do, is highlights and more like content exclusively for YouTube. But yeah, if you enjoyed, thank you. Hope everyone had a good time, and we'll finish this up at some point. Next stream will hopefully be sometime this week again. Still really trying to figure out a schedule for like a second stream day. At least Monday at like 3 to 4 Pacific at the very least for the next stream. And I want to do something different. I haven't done this for a little bit, partly because of like exhaustion, but this was a slightly shorter stream, so I think we'll actually do a raid. Also, I saw someone streaming, or someone went live who has not been live for a little bit, so I don't know what we're doing for our raid message, truth be told. However, we are going to be raiding Delphine today. Did that work? I don't know if that worked or not. Also, ads are about to start, so that's very awkward. There we go. Okay. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Yeah, we'll be back to finish up Pikmin and start some other stuff. Thank you all for stopping by. Yeah. It means a lot to me, as always, when everyone, like, is able to stop by for a little bit, even if it's just, you know, lurking. Yeah. Thank you all, and I hope everyone has a good night and a good rest of your week if I don't stream again before then. But with that being said, yeah, take care everybody, and good night.